Hello folks! In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to play one of the most useful rock and roll riffs you could ever wish to learn. The one I was just playing, or that was a version of it anyway. It's quite similar to the rock and roll riff that I teach in my tutorial number 1, but I think you'll find this version a little bit easier to master. It's a very commonly used riff. Buddy Holly used it. You can hear it on his recording of That'll Be the Day, on his version of Slippin' and Slidin'. You can hear it on Rave On. Eddie Cochran used it. Paul McCartney uses it when he plays his version of Eddie Cochran's song 20 Flight Rock. John Fogerty uses it. I've heard Brian Setzer use it. So if you use it, you'll be in good company. You might want to use it together with my rock and roll songbook, 50 from the 50s. Play 50 rock and roll songs with just 4 chords. You can play most of the songs in this songbook using this riff. This is available, by the way, from Amazon and from lulu.com. I'll put some links and some information in the video's description below. I'm going to show you different ways of playing this riff to suit different types of song with different types of rhythm. And I'm going to show you how to use it to play in different keys. It's perhaps most useful when you play in the key of A, which is a very popular key in guitar-based rock and roll and rockabilly. It's also useful when playing in the key of E, and like I said, I'm going to show you how to use it to play in other keys. So first of all, let's have a look at playing in the key of A. As you may already know, the main chords in the key of A are A, D, and E. So I'm going to show you how to use this riff to replace those plain open chords when you're playing rock and roll songs. Okay, so here's what the riff sounds like when you use it to play in place of an A chord. Now this riff is 1 bar long. Rock and roll is played in 4/4 time. What that means is there are 4 beats in every bar or measure. So this riff is 4 beats long. Here's what 1 bar of the riff sounds like, played slowly. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay? So if we play 4 bars of it, it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, what am I doing? Well, I'm playing the riff with all downstrokes of my pick with my right hand. And what I'm doing is I'm hitting 2 strings at the same time. Those strings are an open 5th string, that's an A, and a note on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. I'm using my first finger to play that note on the 2nd fret. So I'm playing those 2 notes together. But I'm also playing these 2 notes together. So I'm dropping my 3rd finger down onto the 4th fret of the 4th string. Most of the time I'm playing those 2 notes. But on beats 2 and 4, that's when I drop my 3rd finger down. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... As you can hear, I'm putting it down on beats 2 and 4 and I'm lifting it straight off, so I'm not playing it on the ands that follow beats 2 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So here it is, played really slowly. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Now you may have noticed that I'm doing something a little bit different with my right hand. I'm palm damping. That means that I'm using this fleshy part of my hand to damp the strings. I put that part of my hand over the bridge to stop the strings from ringing out completely. You can still hear the notes, but they're not ringing out. may recognise that plinky plonky effect from Buddy Holly's recording of Rave On and from his version of Slippin' and Slidin'. Slippin' and sliding, peepin' and hiding, been told a long time ago. You don't have to palm dab with this riff, you can play it without as well. But it's a lot louder, isn't it? Okay, now's your chance to practice along with me. We're going to start off playing the riff quite slowly. I'll give you a counting after 4. Here goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's try playing it a little bit faster, see if you can keep up. So after 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the riff that you would use to replace a plain open A chord. Here's the riff that you would use to replace a plain open D chord. So as you can perhaps see, it's exactly the same as we played with the A chord, but we've moved it all across one string. We're now playing it on the 4th and the 3rd strings. So we're playing an open 4th string, that's a D, and a note on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, played with your 1st finger again. Play those 2 notes together, and as before, you're dropping your 3rd finger down onto the 4th fret, this time the 4th fret of the 3rd string. So that's the D version of the riff. Here's how to play the E version. So it's the same as before, but this time we're playing it on the 6th and the 5th strings. So we're playing the open 6th string, that's an E, and a note on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. So now you have all the riffs that you need to play a 12-bar blues in the key of A. Lots of rock and roll songs used a 12-bar blues chord progression or variations on it. Famous examples are Blue Suede Shoes, Whole Lot of Shaking Going On, Bebop-A-Lula, Hound Dog, Johnny Be Good, Long Tall Sally, Shake, Rattle and Roll, Matchbox, the list goes on, there are loads of them. That's because rock and roll has its roots in rhythm and blues. There are a few variations to the 12-bar blues chord progression, but a fairly standard one goes like this in the key of A. I'm going to use the riff that we've just learned. It starts off with 4 bars of an A chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 2 bars of D. 1, 2, 2 bars of A. 1, 2, 1 bar of E, 1 bar of D, then 2 bars of A. Then we start all over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 bars, and that's what you do with these songs. The chord progression cycles around until the very end of the song. That version of the 12-bar blues is one that Little Richard often used. One common variation involves having a turnaround. What that means is that instead of having 2 bars on the same chord, on the A chord in this instance. You have 1 bar of A and then 1 bar of E. When you do that, it just seems to indicate to the listener that the chord progression is about to turn around and start all over again. Of course, you wouldn't do that at the very end of the song. Now's your chance to have a go at playing it along with me. We're going to play it fairly slowly for starters, and I'll give you a counting after 4 again. So here goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the D. Back to the A. E. To D. Back to the A. Now let's have a turnaround. Start all over again. Up to the D, back to the A, E, D, A, and the turnaround. Let's go around one more time. To D, back to A, to E, D. Now we're going to finish. So far we've been playing rock and roll with a straight rhythm only. With a straight rhythm, the parts of a bar, the numbers and the ands are all evenly spaced. We have this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the amount of time between the 1 and the 2 and the 2 and the 2 and the and the 3, it's all the same. We have this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Lots of rock and roll songs have a straight rhythm like that, but a lot of them don't, particularly rockabilly songs. They tend to have a shuffle or a swing, a kind of bounce to them. It sounds like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Well, that'll be the day when you say goodbye, yes, that'll be the day when you make me cry. You say you're gonna leave, you know it's a lie, 'cause that'll be the day when I die. So Buddy Holly's song, That'll Be the Day, has that bounce to it. It has a shuffle rhythm. What's happened is the ands within each bar have moved forward a little bit. It sounds like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So now there's more time between the 1 and the and than between that first and the 2, and so on. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Well, be-ba-ba-loo-la, she's my baby. Be-ba-ba-loo-la, I don't mean maybe. So Gene Vincent's song Be-Bop-A-Loo-La has that bounce, that shuffle rhythm to it as well. Have a go at playing this shuffle version of the riff along with me. We'll play the A chord version. It's exactly the same as we've been doing so far. I'm palm damping, I'm playing all downstrokes with my pick, I'm playing the same notes with my left hand. We're just giving it that bounce, that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I'll give you a counting after 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, now That'll Be the Day and Be-Bop-A-Loo-La are a little bit unusual for rock and roll songs because they were quite slow, they had a slow tempo. Most rock and roll songs were a bit more upbeat, like this. Well, it's a blue, blue, blue suede shoes, blue, blue, blue suede shoes, yeah! Blue, blue, blue suede shoes, baby, blue, blue, blue suede shoes. So what am I doing there? I'm doing something different with my right hand, aren't I? I'm not palm damping anymore, and now I'm using down and up strokes of my pick. I'm effectively strumming the 2 strings. I'm going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. I'm playing exactly the same notes with my left hand, but now I'm not palm damping, and I'm strumming the strings. have a go at playing that version along with me. I'll give you a counting. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... That's the way that Paul McCartney plays his version of Eddie Cochran's 20 Flight Rock. So I walk 1, 2, 5, 3, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 8, 5 more. Upon the 12th I'm starting to drag, 15th before I'm ready to sag. Get to the top, I'm too tired to rock. It sounds pretty good when you play it like that, doesn't it? You can use palm damping with this version of the riff as well, and it sounds like this. So I climb 1, 2, 5, 3, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 8, 5 more. Upon the 12th I'm starting to drag, 15th before I'm ready to sag. Get to the top, I'm too tired to rock. So I've demonstrated several different versions of this riff, and I've shown you how to use it to play rock and roll and rockabilly in the key of A. But you don't have to play in A all the time. Like I said at the beginning of the video, you can use the riff to play in lots of other keys, such as the key of E, which is another very popular key for rock and roll and rockabilly. As you may already know, the main major chords in the key of E are E, A, and B, or if you're playing open chords, B7. Well, we already know what to do when there's an E chord. And we know what to do when there's an A chord. What we're missing is what to do when there's a B or a B7 chord. Well, if you know this Chuck Berry riff, you can play it up on the 6th and 5th strings on the 7th fret. Or you can play it on the 5th and 4th strings on the 2nd fret. But maybe your fingers don't stretch like that, or you just find that far too awkward. As far as I'm aware, Buddy Holly didn't play that Chuck Berry riff. What he did was this kind of thing. He'd play the bass notes, the bottom strings of the B7 chord. So if you play your B7 chord, you're playing the note on the 2nd fret of the 5th string and the 1st fret of the 4th string. So he'd go like that. An alternative is to play a B power chord. What you do is you put your first finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, that's a B, then put your 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the 4th string and play those two notes together like that. So now we know what to do with the E, the A and the B chords. So let's have a look at a 12-bar blues chord progression in the key of E. I'm going to demonstrate this using a shuffle riff. So we start off with 4 bars of an E chord like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 bars of A, 1, 2, 2 bars of E, 2, 1 bar of B, 1 bar of A, 1 bar of E. Then we can have the turnaround. Start all over again. Okay, so now you know how to use this riff in the keys of A and E. What about other keys, you might be asking? Well, use a capo, or a capo as my American cousins call them. You might think that that's cheating. Rock and roll guitarists didn't use capos, did they? Well, yes they did. Buddy Holly used one quite often, and so did Eddie Cochran. For example, Buddy Holly put his capo on the 5th fret to play That'll Be the Day in the key of A. He played chords from the key of E, so that makes an E shape, an A chord. Well, that'll be the day when you say goodbye, yes, that'll be the day when you make me cry, you say you're gonna leave, you know it's a lie, 'cause that'll be the day when I die. And Rave On was played like this, in the key of G, so put your capo on the 3rd fret and play chords from the key of E again. Oh, well, little things you used to say and do make me want to be with you. Rave on, it's a crazy feeling, and I know it's got me reeling when you say I love you. Rave on. So there we have it, playing in the key of G. If you wanted to play in the key of F, put your capo on the 1st fret and play chords from the key of E again. What about keys like B? Well, put your capo on the 2nd fret and play chords from the key of A. So we're going. Key of C. I usually play shake, rattle and roll in the key of C, like this. Well, get out in that kitchen and rattle those pots and pans. Well, get out in that kitchen and rattle those pots and pans. Well, roll my breakfast 'cause I'm a hungry man. Well, I said shake, rattle and roll. 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 Well, you never do nothing to save your doggone soul. So there you have it, rock and roll in lots of different keys with a really useful and quite easy riff. I hope that was useful. Thanks for watching. If you have any queries, let me know in the comments. And don't forget, you can find most of the rock and roll classic songs in my songbook, 50 from the 50s. And you can use these riffs to play these songs. Songs by Chuck Berry, Buddy Holly, Jerry Lee Lewis, Elvis Presley, Little Richard, Eddie Cochran and so on. Bye for now.